Indiana football win the big games against the powers in the Big Ten East. When is it going to happen? Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down schedules across the country. It's the Power 5 and all the major independents. That's 70 teams. We rank them from 70 all the way up to number 1. We do it each and every offseason. And by request, we also provide our record projections for each team. Not my final prediction, but the record projection here in May. All right, subscribe to the channel, of course. If you love college football, this is the place to be. Other channels as well, but certainly lock it in here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Share the videos. You've got a social media presence out there that I don't have. Of course, share the videos and talk about what I have to offer. Debate me below. Give me your record on Indiana football for this season as well. What you like and don't like about the schedule. And like the videos as usual. All right, let's talk Indiana football. The non-conference schedule is abysmal. Ball State to lead it off at Lucas Oil Stadium. So I don't know how many people are going to travel to Indianapolis to watch Ball State and Indiana play, but they've scheduled that for a neutral site at the home of the Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium. Ball State in Indiana on August 31st. Eastern Illinois the next week, and then 2 weeks later against UConn, one of the very worst teams in FBS play last year. Ball State, Eastern Illinois, UConn. That's the 3-game schedule for Indiana. Indiana would have the worst. They by far have the worst non-conference schedule in the Big Ten, but of course they play in the Eastern Division, so that ramps it up just a tad. With the likes of September 14th game against Ohio State at home, at Michigan State 2 weeks later, and of course the likes of Michigan and Penn State later in the season. Rutgers at home October 12th after a bye week. That has to be a win. Indiana has to beat Rutgers in Maryland. That's all there is to it. They're the bottom 3 in the Big Ten Eastern Division. They got to win those games. Then they have to start winning these games against the likes of Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Penn State. They play probably 75% of those games over the last 3 to 5 years close, within one score. And even the games that have been pushed to double digits or 3 scores against Ohio State in particular have been close games for 3 quarters. But they've come really close, in particular against Penn State and Michigan. Michigan overtime game a couple seasons ago, and they play the Wolverines close every year. Can't get it done, though. Tom Allen, this is the deal. And also losing to Purdue has knocked you out of postseason play 2 consecutive years at 5-7. So as we march through October, key games with a closing stretch that's difficult. So Indiana really needs to be, at worst, 4-2 and probably 5-1 with a win against Michigan State on the road, which is difficult, but they got to start winning some of these games. And Michigan State is not a great team. So possibly 5-1 for Indiana would be a tremendous goal, with only a loss against Ohio State when they start this stretch run. Road games against Maryland and Nebraska, Northwestern at home, at Penn State, Michigan, at Purdue. Rough closing stretch, especially for this football team that's supposed to be faster and tougher on defense this year. Tom Allen says a top 25 defense this year. At Maryland, at Nebraska, Northwestern at home, at Penn State, Michigan, then they finish up for the old Oak and Bucket Trophy at Purdue. So again, the Western Division ride is pretty difficult with Nebraska, Northwestern, and Purdue again. That has knocked them out of postseason play the last 2 years. Indiana's schedule is 59th in the country. It's number 13 in the Big Ten. There's only one easier schedule in the Big Ten Conference than Indiana. Grab the Amazon link in the description section below to help us build the channel. Do your Amazon shopping by just using that link. It doesn't cost you a penny. Forget the product. You don't have to buy that. Just do your regular shopping. And then talk to us about Indiana football, and then get set for schedule number 58 right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football.